Atletico Madrid 1, Barcelona 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. Barcelona, we got one hand on that La Liga trophy, man. We got one hand already on that La Liga trophy with 8 games left, up 7 points. And we have to play against Real Madrid, but it's going to be at Camp Nou. I think it's comfortable enough to where I can say we got one hand on the trophy, man. What a result this was. This game was crazy, man. This game was crazy. It had a little bit of everything. They had a second yellow. They went to VAR. Bro removed the second yellow and gave Nico a straight red. Then to start the second half, they tried to give Gerard Martin a straight red. And I never thought in a million years, you can say I'm biased, I'm a Barcelona fan, but I never thought in a million years that would be a straight red card. I didn't see how it was. Luckily for us, they went to VAR, reviewed it, and rightfully overturned that decision. Crazy result. Griezmann had several opportunities to put Atletico Madrid up in that first half, and ultimately they ended up going up anyway after Simeone put them up 1-0. Rashford, who I thought really needed to have a really good game today, and I thought he performed well. We're going to talk about his performance. He was able to get the equalizer. And then, like I said, the game-changing moment happened when Nico got that red card right before half. They reviewed it. They first gave him a second yellow, overturned it, and they decided to give him a straight red card. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with a straight red. It was definitely a second yellow. The result is the same. Atletico Madrid is down to 10 men. And like I said, La Liga definitely tried it with Gerard Martin to start the second half, him clearing the ball, and they tried to say that was a straight red. But like I said, luckily they reviewed that and made the determination that it was not a red card. And then from there on, man, you knew Barcelona was going to dominate possession, and we did that. We was basically parked outside of their box while Atletico Madrid was really fighting for their life. And it was a lot of half opportunities created. I thought Ferran probably should have scored. Rashford had some moments where he probably could have had a few more. We was creating and putting a lot of pressure on him. But all it took was that magical moment. And a lot of people going to give the credits to Lewandowski for having the instinct to just be able to redirect it to goal, and definitely so. But I think that was João Cancelo who created all of that. The moves that he was doing, bro, like the fake shots, the fake passes, and then he kept cutting back. And then every time he thought he was going to pass it, he cut one more time. And then he ended up taking a shot. And I think the goalkeeper wasn't ready for that. And when that happened, he saves it onto Lewandowski's direction, and he was able to redirect it in the goal, and that was the game winner. And now Barcelona are 7 points clear on La Liga, and like I said, I'm not afraid to say it, Barcelona has one hand on that trophy. What a result for Barcelona. Now, we're not out of the Atletico Madrid woods just yet. We still obviously got to play them 2 more times in the Champions League, and we know it's going to be even more difficult to get past them over 2 legs, especially with that second leg being at the Wanda Metropolitan. So I don't really know how Atletico Madrid is going to respond in that regards, but we'll worry about that in another time. Right now, this is all just about La Liga, and we had to come out of there with 3 points, especially after seeing how Real Madrid lost to Mallorca earlier today. This was the perfect result for Barcelona, man. Looking at the lineup, only surprises for me really was seeing Ronald Araujo starting at right back, and Hansi Flick decided to finally go with the false 9. It's been a while since we've seen this. This is something that Barcelona fans has been asking for a while, and the fact that he decided to deploy the false 9 lineup with Lewandowski and Ferran healthy, that was a big move to make, especially having to go to Atletico Madrid, knowing that Real Madrid lost earlier. This is a huge game and an opportunity for Barcelona to go 7 points clear. Nonetheless, he went out there and put in the lineup. Everybody else, like I expected, I knew Garcia was going to be somewhere in there, right back, center back, DM, somewhere. Like I said, Dani Olmo and Ronald Araujo for me. Where Dani Olmo was and Ronald Araujo just being at right back was the surprise players in the starting lineup. And in the first half, like I said, I thought we created more to clear chances. Lamine Yamal had an opportunity to score. He dinks it with his left foot. Probably should have went with his right, but he hits the post. Fermi Lopez had one earlier in the game, bro, where Lamine Yamal skinned Gonzalez. I mean, just skinned him. And then Lamine Yamal does the Trivela pass behind, and he finds Fermi Lopez. And Fermi Lopez just looks up and looks at Rashford, bro. Rashford is tapping that in. But Fermin selfishly went for the shot, and it was saved. It was a good save. I thought Musso had a really good game today for Atletico Madrid. I'm not going to lie. But after... Fermin had an opportunity. Lamine Yamal had an opportunity. Atletico Madrid had a few opportunities. When they went up 1-0, I like that we kept going with it. We didn't hang our heads. Obviously, you don't expect that from a Hansi Flick-led team, but at the same time, you never really know. Who knows how the players are going to respond knowing that the team that chased you just lost. So if we go down 1-0, it's not the end of the world if we lose this game. We still got a 4-point advantage over Real Madrid. But right after that, we still going right at them. And there was a few times Rashford had the ball, because I want to talk about Rashford. I thought Rashford had a good game today. I really did. It was a big moment for Rashford, obviously understanding that Rafinha is going to be out now for about 4 to 5 weeks. So if Marcus Rashford wants to make a statement not only to the club but to his country and making the World Cup, these are the games that we're going to have you step up in. And he had a few moments where he was going in one-on-one, and he had a few good runs. But I think my problem with him was when he got close, he was trying to really just do it all and probably put a little bit too much on his plate. He obviously would have had a tap in if Fermin would have looked up. That's one goal. And then a few more opportunities where he would beat a man or two, and he kept going and kept going. Like I said, he was trying to do too much, and he would try to take on a shot himself. You seen on the goal that he did get, beats a man, makes a run, but instead of trying to take on a whole team, what does he do? He lays it off to Dani Olmo, who plays the 1-2, plays it back to him. He kept his composure, stared down at the ball, fired it, I believe it was with his left foot. He did get a little bit fortunate by nutmegging Musso, but at the end of the day, that quality of play deserved the goal, and he got that. So I think Rashford moving forward, knowing that I can beat my man or two, but when I get in that box, I don't have to try to take on the whole team. This is not Manchester United and how you would do in the Premier League. In Barcelona, if you lay it off and you're still making that run, we're going to find you. They're going to play the balls in. And that's exactly what happened. And he took his goal well. Really good moment for Rashford. I'm very happy for him. Hopefully, this continues. Lamine Yamal, obviously, he had a really, really good game. I thought he probably should have had a goal with him dinking it, but he went with his left instead of his right. If he would have went with his right, I think he would have been able to score. He had a few moments really where he was just creating hell for Atletico Madrid. Like I said, Gonzalez getting sent off. Bro, the first time he gets nutmegged, trying to press against Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal plays a good through ball in, and for me, he should have scored that, but he didn't. But then it was another time where Lamine Yamal fakes going inside, and then he makes the run in behind, and the ball was played in. I believe it was by Eric Garcia. Don't quote me on that. But the ball was played in behind, and Gonzalez knew he was out of position. This motherfucker reaches up and tries to catch the ball. He did catch the ball. Like we playing basketball. He's clearing out for a rebound. And I was questioning on, because I like to be in the Reddit threads if I'm not live streaming. And I was questioning, I'm like, how is that not a straight red? Because it looks like Lamine was going to be in on space. But the fact that he blatantly goes up and try to catch the ball, whatever. They called a yellow. I understand that. I would like to be a red, but whatever. Nonetheless, that was his first yellow. So I knew at that moment, I'm like, there's no way Diego Simeone is going to keep him in if they make it to halftime and he has that yellow card. Because Gonzalez has looked scared this whole time going up against Lamine Yamal, and I think Lamine Yamal sensed that. But before he can even get to halftime, the ball was played in again, and Lamine Yamal was barely onside, but he was onside. That's all that matters. He was onside. And just right outside the box, it wasn't inside the box, so it was never a penalty. But just right outside the box, Gonzalez clears Lamine Yamal, and they called it a second yellow. He got sent off. They go to VAR. They call it a straight red. And then from that moment, they were down to 10 men. And I just knew Lamine Yamal, that was really all him. He created so much of a disadvantage for Atletico Madrid down their left-hand side. It just seemed like Lamine Yamal can do whatever he wants. And though he didn't get a goal and though he did not get an assist, I thought his impact was pivotal. And to me, and I agree with football, he was the man of the match. He was the man of the match. Probably should have had an assist. Easily could have had a hockey assist if Firmino would have looked up and just laid it in Rashford. But these are the type of performances as we head into the final stretch and we got big games. You're going to have to rely on your best players. And Lamine Yamal definitely stepped up and showcased that, you know, he's one of the better players, if not the best player in the world. And, man, look, man, like I said, those are the two players I wanted to highlight. Everybody all around really had a great game, really good game. I do want to give my flowers to Cancelo because, like I said in the beginning of the video, Lewandowski's going to get all the praise and everything like that for scoring the game-winning goal, and deservedly so. He stayed on side. He was able to have the instincts to redirect it, but that was all done by João Cancelo. The amount of fake shots and cutbacks he kept doing, the defense had no idea what he was going to do and when he was going to do it. And I was kind of surprised he ended up taking that shot, but it ended up being the right decision because the power he took, Musso couldn't really do anything to save it and keep it, and it deflects off him and it goes towards Lewandowski, and that's our game winner. I just want to point out João Cancelo because when he was signed in January on loan, I kept seeing so many more people. Really, honestly, I saw more people criticize the signing than praising it. I always felt Balde needed pressure, especially now that we had Gerard Martin moving to left center back. There was really no competition for Balde, and I think to get the best out of Balde, you need to have players have really good games when they're in his position. So bringing in João Cancelo, I always thought was going to be the right move. Sure, he's going to have his moments where he falls asleep back post and he doesn't defend. That's a flaw. He's not perfect. But what he can offer us going forward, I love Balde dearly, but if that was Balde in that situation, I think we come out of there 1-1. So the fact that João Cancelo did what he did, showing the experience and keeping his composure, I thought that was a really, really big moment, an important moment for João Cancelo and Barcelona in this La Liga race. So I definitely want to give my flowers to João Cancelo on that one, man. But all in all, man, this was a really, really big game for Barcelona. Like I said, this is round 1 of 3. We have to play them 2 more times, and the 2 rounds that are coming up obviously means a little bit more. And yes, this was a huge game for us, nearly securing La Liga, one hand on the trophy, 7-point clear with 8 games left. But this was really just to test out our mentality. You know, what are we going to go in there and play like? And then the fact that we went down 1-0 and we was able to claw back and get the result that we needed to put us in this position in La Liga. Now we can go fully in to the Champions League, fully focused. We're going to have to protect home field, and I believe at home we will be. It won't be as easy as what it was that second leg in Copa del Rey when we beat up on Atletico Madrid, but still ended up getting eliminated and we won that game 3-0. I don't think it's going to be that easy, but at the very same time, that's going to be our opportunity to pounce and put the goals past Atletico Madrid, because we know in the Champions League, when they're going to be at home, backs against the wall, especially if they ended up losing that first leg, they're going to be fighting like hell, man. So I'm very excited for those games coming up, and match reactions will be coming to that, man. But I definitely want to know what you guys thought about today's game. Who was your man in the match? What did you think about individual player performances? And all in all, how do you feel about Barcelona's chances of winning La Liga now that they're 7 points clear with 8 games remaining, remembering that we still have to play against Real Madrid, but at least it's at home. So definitely want to know you guys' thoughts. I appreciate y'all if y'all made it this far into the video. So if you can for me, like the video. Like I said, comment down below your opinion on the game, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, man. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. I appreciate the support y'all been showing, and like I said, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. So until then, Two-Tone is out, man. Peace.